I'm Jared with Stryker Boats, and we're out here continuing our testing and our series on our new 2027 inflatable boat lineup. So out here today, we have a brand new, all new 2027 Stryker PRO 470 with the Mercury 30 horsepower long shaft. Now, as with all of our Pro boats, this has our new transom. Now, this is a new heavy-duty integrated aluminum transom. It is a fully welded structural design with reinforced gussets throughout. This transom has been built to handle today's larger, heavier outboards and also to accommodate jet motors. This transom was designed to significantly reduce flex under heavy acceleration and rough water use. This is by far the best transom that we've ever put out there, and we're really excited for you guys to try this. Moving to the inside of the boat, we have our new heavy-duty floor with our integrated flooring stabilization system. Part of this system incorporates the transom component, which has a positive connection like a tongue and groove lock for our flooring system to attach to the transom. Most transoms, or all transoms that I've seen on the market, including ours to this point, have been as simple. You tuck the flooring underneath the transom brackets, and you do always experience a slight amount of movement in that system, and that is something we've been looking to combat for quite a few years, and we're really happy with this new system that we've gone to now. Moving along to the underside of the boat, we have our new heavy-duty Stryker shield. And what this is a TPU material that we've added to the bottom of all of our boats. So our jet boats, our Pro Series, are gonna have an entire full wrap of Stryker shield under the boat. And our LX series is gonna have the tubes, and the keel will have a nice large protection strip. This Stryker shield with the TPU version is by far the toughest that we've ever delivered, and it is also very easy to be repaired. The old rubber Stryker shield, a little bit more challenging to repair, even though we've only repaired a few out of 10,000 boats that are out on the water. Very rare. Having a full belly of protection for your boat is really the best peace of mind we can offer you, and you can offer your family and friends while you're out on the water. This all new TPU is roughly 10 times stronger and is just all around a lighter product, ease of repair. It's slipperier than the previous Stryker shield rather. So it does, if you're up on the shore, it's easier to move it back into the water. There's less surface tension on the water as it doesn't have the ribs in it. So again, it's an amazing product, and we're happy to incorporate into our entire lineup for 2027. Moving across to the tubes, you're gonna see on the 470 and 500, we run 21.5, 22 diameter tubes now. And being in this boat today as well, I've had a few days in our 500, this boat is an absolute beast. You feel so secure. The boat hops up on plane almost instantly. Now, on this particular package for the customer, we have set the new 30. This has got the power trim tilt long shaft, so that would be the ELHPT model. Now, we were able to get the boat up on plane in about a quarter twist of the throttle, instantly up on plane. With such a large boat, you're covering such a large surface area that you don't actually require a ton of power to get up and to get moving. And as well, having the large surface area, you don't need to apply much power once you're up out of the hole on plane to maintain a good operating speed. This motor, we are testing it today. We'll do a speed run for you here shortly, but we do need to come up a hole or two. I always start a little bit low. This is my first run with this model. I just wanted to get out and crunch some numbers instantly, but we are going to improve those a few miles per hour guaranteed. But just a beautiful running boat. I was up on plane maintaining speed with two of us, fuel tank, camera gear, battery, doing 10 miles an hour and maintaining staying on plane, burning essentially just sipping the fuel. The amount of distance you could realistically run and still enjoy the entire environment around you doing that speed was incredible. You will be able to get very good performance out of this boat with a 30 horse. You're gonna like this boat with a 20 horse up to 4 people. We will do some testing with higher than 4 people, but you know, very confident in saying that 4-person with a 20 would be acceptable. This boat does have a 3,493 pound weight rating. If you can think about the volume of what 3,500 pounds of weight looks like, it's absolutely incredible. You would never realistically put that kind of weight in a boat, but it's sure nice to know your vessel is rated and can accommodate those types of weights. I feel just being in this boat today, compared to our previous years of 470, it's the layout, the size is perfect. Now, I wouldn't really say this is a boat I would choose to set up every outing. If I'm going out for a day, this is a large boat to set up for a day outing. This is a boat I feel very comfortable you would enjoy having on a trailer. Now, you can easily set this boat up. Please watch my video on the Pro 500. I did set up from scratch on a dock, lifted all the components into place, and I was able to have the boat set up by myself in about 30 minutes. And this boat would be a similar time frame. You could expect to have it set up, especially with 2 people. So guys, moving along the top of the tubes here, you're going to see a lot of integrated components into the hull, and that's something Stryker has always offered, and that's something we're going to continue to carry forward. Having a lot of integrated components on the boat factory is one less thing you have to do, and also provides one more thing for you in your journey boating. Owning an inflatable boat and adding things to the tubes can be a bit challenging for a lot of people, and I completely understand that position. And it's also very expensive. The glue is about $100. Each part is a significant amount, plus time, and are you going to do it right? So we've kind of taken the guesswork out of a lot of the aftermarket stuff for you. The amount of value and extra components that we add to our boat would be a few $1,000s if you were to take your boat to a shop and have what this boat has on it, just on the top of the tubes, factory installed. It would be thousands of dollars. So we have Scotty bases throughout the boat. This particular model has 7. There's also 3 bimini. There's 2 tie-down points in the rear for a bimini mount, and then we have one in the front that will accommodate our bow bimini, which we are currently in a new design development phase for this. There's going to be a lot of exciting components coming out for these new models shortly. We have a new bow platform that we're working on. We have heavy-duty downrigger bases that are going to be available as well, that are also going to be fully removable. So we're excited for that. Now, moving our way down the tubes, you're going to see we have our heavy-duty military-grade lifeline rope. We have all new heavy-duty hydraulically pressed grommets. Now, grommets are always one of those interesting things on a boat that we've been trying to upgrade. It wasn't until we developed our like a press for this specific system that we were really able to take this grommet to another level. So guys, you're gonna love that product. Around the boat and throughout the boat, we have our D-ring systems. Now, these heavy duty integrated D-ring systems allow you to tie any sort of luggage, gear, or other personal effects you want contained within the boat. So they are installed from the rear of the boat to the front of the boat. So moving around to the interior of the boat as well, we do have our all new valves. So these valves are a continuation of a Hulky Roberts valves. We've had valves like this in the past, and they work really well. This is just an upgraded version of that. We have a new pressure relief valve system in the front that we're very, very happy with. Moving to the rear of the boat, again, we have a new heavy-duty integrated lifting system. Now, these welded lifting points are also to be used for tying the boat down to the trailer and do work incredibly well for both purposes. So guys, additionally, with our new advanced flooring stabilization system, one other thing that having a very robust flooring system allows you to do is the ease of use of mounting consoles, pedestal, seating. There's a host of components that can be added to one of these boats. Having a floor that is designed to accommodate the stresses of those extra features, we know that this package itself in the 470 and all our models is going to be a great platform for your initial purchase, as well as any upgrades you would like to do to that platform in the future. So every improvement on the 2027 model was made for a reason. We focused on making the boat stronger, more rigid, more versatile, and more capable than we ever have before. Reinforced aluminum transom all the way to the bow, to the TPU, to the valves, to the material itself, and every part of our process has been completely gone over with a fine-tooth comb for 2027. So guys, thanks for watching our walk around video of our brand new Stryker Pro 470. Cut into a corner nice and hard. Yeah, I like it. Feels really good. Stays on plane in a full 360.